We will move on to our next presentation coming from Dolby, and we talk about winning the battle for the remote control with better audio and video. Anaïs Libaud is here, and you're going to start off, I think, with a presentation.
Hi. So I'm going to speak about remaining the main touch point for your subscriber to enter into an entertainment experience and powered by the best imaging and audio quality, which is what Dolby is good at. So I'm not learning you anything with that slide. Consumers are spending more and more on video, and that gray zone of digital video is a lot about SVOD. So customers spending more are also more demanding. They want to live something, they want experiences, and it's a world of sentiment, emotions, so they want a deeper connection with their content, whether it's the exclusivity of the content on the service or whether it's also quality, which they get used to more and more. And we can see that in the offer that you have today in streaming services. Those big names all offer leading technology like 4K, HDR, HDR10+, spatial audio, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. And this is really about the quality of your image and your sound. So if we have a deeper look at what it means, so Dolby Vision, it's Dolby's format for HDR. HDR is showing more in the picture, more colors, more shade between, more nuances between the dark side and the highlights in the image. And this is a great territory for content creators, so content creators love it. It's adopted very broadly in the content industry. But it's also very convenient for the content distributor and the service provider, because with Dolby Vision you have this logic of a unique master. So your Dolby Vision master will have this HDR experience, so different HDR experiences, but also create creatively approved SDR version. So you can deliver almost everything. The particularity of the format, it's a dual-ended format between the content creation and the display. The display, HDR display is quite a jungle, so you have a lot of discrepancies between the cheap TVs, the more expensive one, the different technologies. And Dolby Vision allows to bring that consistency, what the creator designed in the grading room is replicated as best as possible on the display of the consumer. So this is where the quality, the perceived quality comes from. Atmos is so immersive audio format, so you of course have audio all around you, above your head, and that's something which is impactful for every type of system. It's very scalable, whether you have a big home theater, but also a simple TV, a simple soundbar, connected speakers, headphones. It adapts to every playback system, and that's the power of it. That's why also it got broadly adopted since the launch in cinema about 10 years ago. Same logic, one master for the content provider, one master, and you can also derive 5.1, 7.1 stereo. So it has become the norm for streaming services because of this easiness and also the relevance in terms of experience. And now, as an operator, payTV operator, if you want to deliver the content for those streaming services, then you go into that logic. So if the consumer is switching the service on their TV to remote control of the TV, you click, for example, Netflix. Then if you have Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos TV, which is a lot of the deployed base, you get the logos. If you go through the set-top box, which is not enabled, then you don't get the logos, and you get the service get the lesser formats, which are going to be like HDR10, for example, or just 5.1. So there is a difference in the experience. And consumer notice it more and more. It's so easy to switch from one another, so that becomes a bit noticeable. It's easy to overcome that. Implementation of those technology in the set-top boxes are easy today. All the set-top box provider propose that. But there are also different solutions, innovative, creative, that allows you to remain in the center of the living room by either being a super aggregator, like the previous panel was mentioning, and having everything proposed in the best quality, like the Sky Glass, or also by providing playback options and things that look like a soundbar or a small box with speakers. We call that integrated set-top box soundbar. And then you provide your customer with a very valuable experience, a differentiator, and that also brings some stickiness in the service, because they get used to the experience that they can get through your box. And we could show that it can also reduce churn in the subscription. So now let's have a small chat with Julian. And there's some questions.
Thank you very much. Take a seat.
Thank you.
Is this kind of opportunity or threat for the pay-TV operators as they see sort of others, or the OTT services around them, thinking, oh, I rather like the look of this Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision combination, and it feels like it's something they're going to have to take up on, if only to stay still?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's both an opportunity and a threat. A threat because it's one more reason to go out of the service and go direct to the streaming service. It's very easy to just press the button on the remote control of the TV, but it's also an opportunity to leverage the great deal of content that exists in those formats, and to do the best possible aggregation between all that content in the different service, and maybe even get some benefit from that for local productions.
So as it stands at the moment, in terms of the operators, who has it available now? I'm guessing Sky does, because you showed their logo alongside one of the Sky Glass TVs, but who has it right now?
You mean having Dolby Vision and Atmos in the box?
Yes, who is able to offer it, if they, who's got the technology in place, assuming there's the content? We'll come to the content in a moment.
Okay, so plenty of operators. So the big ones are almost all Dolby Atmos enabled, so they are able to pass through to the TV. Dolby Vision is less operators, but still big ones. In France, for example, Free, SFR, we have Vodafone in Portugal, Orange in Spain. And those operators also have the box I showed, the square one with the speakers.
Yes.
Which is called a video soundbox from Sagemcom. There was a recent launch in Finland with DNA last week. So it's picking up, and it's a worldwide trend.
In terms of, if, for example, David was saying that the average life cycle of a TV these days is about 7 years. If I've got a TV that's 7 years old and I connect it to even one of those nice, cute little boxes which Orange are having, for example, would I get the full benefits, or do I need the latest TV? Think of another sales opportunity for operators here. Do I need the latest TV in order to extract the full benefits of what Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos can offer? So
the best is to have a Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos TV, which is maybe, I would say, half of the UHD TVs which are selling have both.
Okay, so if I was to go, and because Black Friday is coming up, and 7 years ago I did buy myself a new television, so it could be time for a new one. So about half on the market would have, and obviously with the logo to let me know that's the case.
Yes. So some country will be more, some country a bit less. So it depends on the brands.
Okay, understood. So that's possible.
Yeah, that's possible. If your set-top box is supporting those technology, but the TV isn't, then the box is going to take care of the conversion and having a clean and smooth experience on the HDMI. And that's also one power of having Dolby Vision in the set-top box. This is going to take care of the conversion for you and do it in the best way. So you have something that doesn't switch depending on the content.
Okay, so that sounds promising. And as you say, there's it's Elisa, isn't it, in Finland, which has taken the announced the last couple of weeks or so. Orange in Spain we know about as well, and others round and about. That box does all the conversion plus all the other stuff that we expect a box to do right now. Does it add dramatically to the cost for the operator, ultimately the consumer, but the operators who we're concerned about here today?
So, of course, it's an added cost because it has more hardware. So
it's significantly more hardware, I guess that's the question. Are there...
And not that much compared to the difference in experience, but
right.
It will depend on the set-top box manufacturers.
But you would have to have a good conversation with the manufacturer.
Yes.
Presumably you have a number of recommended people who you would say, oh, they do a nice box, and we've got these people too who would also be able to recommend to you.
Yeah, we do. The list is long, so the leading one is Sagemcom, we also have Vantiva, Comscope, Kaon, Inopia, I'm forgetting a lot. Sorry, it will come back.
Okay, if it does, let us know.
So there is a long list, and you can come to us if you want to know more. But we see also that operators get more business from it. So most of them increase the monthly rent by $2 or $5. So at the end of the, during the consumer lifetime, they get much more money from that box.
And do you feel sometimes operators talk about their premium customers, the people who buy everything? Is this something for them, or is this something which you would imagine an operator would offer right the way across the board?
We see both strategies.
Okay.
Some go only for premium, like for free for premium. So you create some fidelity with them, and some make it available to everybody, either for free or for an additional price. So really everything exists, and there have been enough deployment to see that variety. And if I can quote one of our partners, Sagemcom, who deployed with 11 operators in 10 countries, I think, or 12 operators in 10 countries, they also see a reduce in the churn by 25%, which is quite a lot.
Okay, that's always, well, reducing churn is always a useful thing today, particularly these times with heightened competition. The other device which I saw there was the soundbar, yes, which you're offering in I guess in all markets. The whole concept of the soundbar is interesting. You make a TV which is so thin you can no longer get a speaker into it, and then you actually offer the consumer to buy a soundbar to put that problem right. But the fact that it's coming from the operator and has your technology built into it makes it all the more interesting.
Yes, it also has a set-top box built in, this one.
Oh, set-top box as well? Yeah. Okay, that's an interesting step.
It's a Vantiva box. This one is deployed in Korea. And yeah, it's a big form factor. Some will prefer big ones, some smaller ones. So it's really depending on your consumer habits. Also, we see it as something which is enhancing the TV experience. It's not going to replace a high-end soundbar. People who want to buy high-end equipment will still buy it. So that's replacing the standard TV experience.
But one would imagine that if it's coming through a high-end soundbar, be it a Sonos or something else, then Bang & Olufsen, I guess another one, then your Dolby Atmos sound is going to sound pretty good coming out of that. Yeah,
that's true. You mean if you buy a high-end...
If you've got a high-end soundbar from somebody else and you've got Dolby Atmos coming from the TV or from another set-top, then you're still onto a winner.
Yeah, you still have some rating and some grading in the experience, I would say, but that's also proportional to how much money you put in.
Tell me a little bit more about the content. I guess which markets, first of all? Is this something which is European, for example, the big sports productions? Is that something which we might see both at a international level and also, I guess, the big football and other competitions as well?
Yeah, So if we see on the global services, classic content like movies and TV series, we have about 20,000 pieces of content in Dolby Vision, about half in Atmos, so it's quite widespread. On the sport, indeed the big competition are produced in HDR and immersive audio, and are distributed more and more in those formats too. For example, the World Cup a year ago, Euro, the Olympics next year are also produced like that, and we already know that some broadcaster will distribute it like that. So it's picking up, and even if you, for example, have the rights for a big game in HDR and immersive audio, and you have second tier 2 sports, you can still use some processes to benefit from the technology of the set-top box.
Because I was wondering with something, well, the Olympic Games is a good example. It's going to be going to, obviously Discovery have rights in Europe, but other broadcasters have secondary rights in those markets. How does it dealt with? Do you have to, if you're the broadcaster who's signed an agreement to get the Olympics, presumably the broadcaster also has to sign an agreement with you to get the benefit of the Dolby sound, or how does that work?
No, Dolby's model is more to provide tools and help for content and distributor and monetize on the device. So the broadcaster would mainly need to deal with the signal, be able to encode it and distribute it in the right format.
Okay, what other sports and sort of, is it going into drama and as well in the series?
Yeah, yes, a lot. So I was mentioning that the big streaming services have adopted Vision and Atmos as delivery masters for the conveniency that we mentioned. So that's the basic delivery for most of them. Even though sometimes it's not going to the consumer in Dolby Vision, it may only go in HD, but in the storage and the content ingest, it is in Dolby Vision.
Okay. What other device types might we see? We've got the sound bar, we've got the set top, the regular TV. Is there anything else coming down the line that might integrate it, or perhaps upgrade something else which is already in the market?
So connected speakers, like the HomePod or this type of speakers, or the Sonos speakers, and we see a new trend, which is enhancing the TV sound. So you have the TV, and you can have connected speakers to the TV, like at the rear. We also mentioned Dolby Flex Connect, Dolby Atmos Flex Connect at IFA, which is...
What's that? I don't think I know that one.
So it was announced with TCL, so the TV is reproducing the sound, and you can have wireless speakers that you put anywhere in the room, and the TV will make a calibration and just then enhance the immersiveness of the soundscape wherever you put your speakers, so that the flexibility of connecting your speakers to the TV to have immersive sound.
Goodness, I feel if you get the wrong bit of content, you can be quite unnerving as to hearing in the sound in such quality coming around you.
Yeah, it can be.
What would, because clearly this is, as we've said, this is something which operators almost have to embrace in some form of or another, just to maintain, as we've heard through so many other things. The operators, they need to take the streaming services because otherwise people will just make a couple of button presses on their remote control and get those streaming services elsewhere. But what is, if you like, the number one selling point to an operator to persuade them to take the Dolby services, rather than just to sit back and think, oh, we've got nice sound, it's fine, it will do?
So you mean outside of the quality?
Yeah, well, to the operator pitch, when when your people are going in and having that conversation, I'm sure it gets a lot more sophisticated than, well, you can get it on this this smart stick from Amazon or whatever.
Yeah, so it's about So Dolby is really strongly associated to entertainment in consumers' mind. It's a very well-known brand, and it's associated to entertainment and quality. So it's also enhancing the service and associate your service with quality and entertainment. So some promote it like the cinema experience at home, so that it's a bit along those lines. So you make available all the great deal of content that exists in the best quality for your consumer.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
And it's interesting, if you look around sort of like new build houses and the like, there's sort of the layout of where the TV is. Yes, of course, there's still a living room, but it seems to be shifting slightly. So all this sort of like lifestyle purchase comes into play.
Yeah, that's true. The trends are changing. People don't only want the home theater in a single room. It's more about having devices that you can move and connect and change. And so, adaptability is key.
That's interesting. Well, thank you very much for telling us about that. Thank you, Anaïs. We are going to take a coffee and networking break now. And so what's the time now? It's 5 to 11. So I think the scheduled time to come back is 11:15. So if you could probably manage to come back for then. And it's going to be new strategies for subs acquisition in media and telecom.